Piritam kalmashapaham Shravanamangalam Srimadatatam Bhuvi grinanti ye bhurida janaha Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. O Lord, your gospel is like nectar and bliss showered upon the pain-stricken lives of suffering humanity. It dispels all sins and misdeeds of life. It brings spiritual welfare in life. The spiritual beauty, prosperity and grace spreads through and through one who listens to your holy message. They are the real givers who preach and pronounce the nectar of your message to suffering humanity. Om peace, peace, peace be unto us all. Actually today is Holy Mother's birthday tithi, so we should have talked about Holy Mother. But because it is scheduled that we will be reading the Gospel, so I am going to follow what is announced. But this is a blessed day, the Mother of the universe, the cosmic energy which creates this whole universe. Even they create the avatar of Brahma, Vishnu are all coming out of that energy and power. She was born in a human body and taking the form of her Ma Sarvada. And in this age of Ramakrishna, he had a grand role to play. And what she has done, as Ramakrishna himself said, that, shall I do alone? Ramakrishna said, calling Holy Mother before leaving the body. Shall I do everything? Will you not do anything? Then Mother said, what can I do? I am an ordinary woman. I keep myself under the veil because that is tradition of those times. I don't see the face of people. Then how can I say I will do anything? Well, Ramakrishna then said, what have I done? You will have to do much more than I have done. And actually, if we look at the life now, history teaches us Ramakrishna did what Holy Mother did. Yes, comparatively the number, because Mother also lived quite a long time. She did such a grand mission for which Ramakrishna came to redeem the people from ignorance and giving them enlightenment, like a trice that she did. If we read the history, it is proven. One day Golapma or Joginma was asking, Ma, you see your children, or what standard of your children? Huh? Someone is a drunk, drinking, someone is drugged, someone is this type of... and see Ramakrishna's disciple, how bright and brilliant and how the world movers there. Then Holy Mother said, that's true. But how many he had to redeem, rescue, no? Only few selected. He was very selective. Ramakrishna was very selective. But for Holy Mother there is no selection. Whoever comes, no? Anyone calls me Mother, I cannot stop him or her from what he wants. So that type of grace, that type of compassion is really very unusual to see. And that is the Divine Mother. So if we lead, it's not a glamorous life. We all become big, powerful when in the front of clapping of 1,000. An idiot can give up his life in the clapping, before the clapping of thousands of people, no? Ha 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 ha, you are so great, no? But silently living the life, dedicating every moment of life for the service of others, and placing an ideal before humanity, how to serve God in man, how to take care of all, irrespective of the condition from which that person is coming. That is rare in the history. So to judge, not to judge anyone, but to love everyone, going to his own condition, to the condition of the person whom you love, whom you serve. That is very unprecedented in the history. People, we have judgment. Even great people, they have sometimes make a judgment. But in mother's case, there is no consideration, no thinking about what the person did, but what mother did. So one striking story, it struck my mind. The Ramakrishna, the Holy Mother, one devotee, he, after initiation, he came to know that if the Guru gives the mantra and he takes away all the sins, particularly the world teacher like Holy Mother, Ramakrishna, if they touch you, done. All your sins have been washed away, and he will swallow. They will swallow themselves. So when he heard that, he came back to Holy Mother, and that gentleman said, "Ma, I have heard that you take back your mantra." Well, why? Why, my child, you are talking like that? No, I have heard that if one gives mantra, then the Guru has to suffer for the disciple, because whatever bad thing he has done, all will be taken away by Guru's grace, special grace of Guru. So I have done so many bad things, so I don't want to give my suffering to you. You take it back and I will suffer for myself. It was so sincere, and mother simply said, "My child, it is whose responsibility? If the child soils his cloth, whose responsibility to clean? Mother? Or someone from the village, or someone from the neighboring people will come to do that, or else will do. We are born to do that only." That is the compassionate mother, full of love, full of giving, unconditional love. So that is the, and there are innumerable instances in the life of Holy Mother where she never looked back for herself. 24 hours dedicated for the good of others, never thinking that it is enough. The whole day, whole night. And we feel so tired. We are doing Thakur's work. That's why we're doing little bit work, we get tired and we get complaining and we do. A mother's life is an example. If you love something, you can do relentlessly without any murmur. Even that we find. A mother loves the baby, newborn baby, and she rears that child till that boy or girl grows. But relentlessly they serve the child, without murmur. And they feel proud, they feel joy that they could rear the child with the love. And the mother is the mother of whole universe. So naturally, in her eyes, everyone is her child. So we are only, and mother's great assurance in suffering and in pleasure, in pain or in any situation. You are in any condition, just remember that there is a mother for me. And also said this, but we talk about that but never follow. Holy Mother's last message, how to live in the world. We always, our eyes are so nasty to see only the ugly things of others. I am full of filth, but I always see the filth in others. Holy Mother said, if you want peace, my child, that's a famous statement. Jodi Shanti Chauma, my child, if you want peace, real peace, don't see fault with others. Here is a very important point. Don't see fault in others. That means there is fault. You need not have to see the faulty side of that person. there is also good side of it. And Holy Mother said, whatever good side I see, I remember that person with that good thing only. Say one lady has come from Calcutta, no? Or married to a guy who is in the Yarambati village. And because she was in Calcutta was the capital of India then. So there were clocks like this. And this clock is battery run. Earlier it is all with the spring. So you have to, what is called? Wind the. So and that girl came, and they are married very early as no. So she knew to wind the clock is what a big deal. Who cannot do? I can also do. No. She did that, and high in praise. You know, this girl, she can wind the clock. Do you know what a great thing? That is the Divine Mother's attitude. There are so many faulty sides, but see the respect. Only remember with that. Now, Nivedita gave one chadar, the cover, shawl, and Rammoy Maharaj, who is a young boy, came to mother and very close to mother. Mother was very free with his mother, with that Rammoy Maharaj. So one day she was cleaning the suitcase. His mother has an old type of suitcase, and she was cleaning it, and she found that there is one chadar is totally torn. If you pull it in your hand, it is breaking down. So she was going to throw away, and mother saw, hey, don't do that. Ma, it is all useless. You cannot use it anymore. No, you know, that was given to me by Kuki. Kuki means, used to talk Nivedita. Kuki means the young girl, small girl. So Nivedita, in the eyes of Holy Mother, was a Kuki, a dear darling daughter, no? And she said, Kuki gave it to me. Whenever I see, I remember her. See, with a little thing. Someone gives us things, so many things. Who cares for those things? We cannot throw away. Or we keep it somewhere, forget who has given what even, no? But she, the mother, remembers it. What a little something anyone gave in. And she remembers. She said, I remember all the time that. And that's why her last message is very important. He said, if you want peace, fundamental question, do we want peace or not? If you want peace, then you have to follow some principle. What is the principle? If you want peace, my child, don't find fault or see fault in others. Fault is there, but you are not to see that. You see if there is anything good you can take. And the next line, Jodi Shanti Chao Ma Karo Dos Dekho Na. Dos Dekhe Nije. Try to find what you are lacking in. Look back to yourself. You are criticizing others. You are full of fault. You are not chastising yourself. Why nonsense I did this? Why I look at that way? You think you are a glorious person because it is you. And you see only the fault of others. No one, and as you don't see fault with others, try to think the whole world. No one is stranger, my child. You think, oh, he is like that. He is a bad guy, separate from me. Separate. I am separate from you. Don't think like that. No one is a stranger, my child. Try to make the whole world your own. It's all Advaita Vedanta. How to make the whole world your own in a high philosophical note. Aham Brahmasmi, Tattamasi, Brahman, Sarvam Khallidam Brahma. All this quote we can give 20 quotes to prove that I know many things. But in practical life, he says that make everyone your own. That is the life struggle. Spirituality means that, how you can make to feel your own. That means your extension of your eye should be everywhere, no? And how can you do that? If you always see the fault in others, how can you do that? And we do that. Our eyes are like that. Our eyeglass is like that. It's a dirty glass. And we use that dirty glass and never clean them and see the world is in fault. Everything good is I am the best person in the world. Everything bad is you. You did that, you did that, you did that, you did that, she did that, he did that, we did it, he did it. And I am perfect. So, Mother's advice is very important. High Vedanta, absolute Vedanta, has been made practical. How to, simple word. He is not talking many things, but what she's teaching us, don't see fault with others. There will be fault. The world is a mixture of tamas, rajas, sattva. It is a mixture of good and bad. There is light, there is darkness. There is happiness, there is misery. There is sweetness, there is dirtiness. So sweetness and opposite of thing is in the character we'll find. One person, I am now very talking sweet word, I may be a little angry sometimes. We have our failures. That does not have a special thing. Everyone has, more or less. But why are you not chastising yourself? Why don't you put the question, why do I see fault in others? You make your Holy Mother said, Manush নিজের মনকে কলুষিত করেই দোষ দেখে. মানে one person makes the mind first polluted. My mind, my eyeglass, I make it dirty. And with the dirty glass, I want to see the world. Everything I see dirty. But to clean it, you see that is all divine. It's a play of divine going on, no? So this is Holy Mother's greatest advice, last word she uttered before her leaving the body. And she lived whole life like that. How much criticism, how much odd situations she has to pass through. If you read the life very meticulously, you will see it is impossible for ordinary person to handle them. But Mother did it with dignity, with her greatness. And that's why Mother, all the direct disciples even, Swami Vivekananda-like person, he used to argue with Ramakrishna day and night. With Ramakrishna, he said, oh, it is your hallucination. Hare? Ramakrishna in ecstasy. He said, it's a hallucination. I don't believe it. You are deluded. You are one-sided. That's why you see ma. It's a craziness. So all this, but Ramakrishna smiled and endured. But they fought with Ramakrishna, but they never said one word with Mother. What is spiritual power? That Ramakrishna, like people, other Naren and others used to challenge Ramakrishna. But what magical power with Holy Mother? Very simple, ordinary lady, veiled under the face is not visible. But that compassion, infinite power, store of energy. Swami Brahmananda used to go and he will be shivering in like that before approaching Holy Mother. No? Such a spiritual energy. Such a spiritual energy. Swami Vijnananda, our previous Swami Sahananda Maharaj's guru, he said that I went to Udbodhan Bagbazar, where Mother used to live. As soon as I entered in the house, Mother was in the second floor, and my lotus of my heart is opened up. Who is saying? Swami Vijnananda, who had the constant vision and experiences of the divine. Ramakrishna's, they had wrestling with Ramakrishna, no? So these giants, spiritual giants, they understood Holy Mother in such a way that they never have anything to say again. Mother, last word. Mother's word is the last word, no? So we find Mother's word, last word is say, Swami Shivananda and Swami Vivekananda. that one cook, he did something, stole something from the store or in the kitchen, so much supply. And she is a poor guy, so he had to save something and he can send it to home so that the wife and children may. The salary they get, that is not sufficient probably. But anyhow, we don't allow anybody to steal, no? So naturally, Swamiji came and Swami said, get out. So she was thrown out of job. And he was a cook, so she was. And then this boy, this cook, he's very intelligent. She said that where to go to take shelter. Swami Vivekananda, he has said there is nobody in the Belur Math will have dared to do against Vivekananda's will. So he was intelligent and he went to this Bag Bazaar and fell at the feet of Mother. Ma, I did it, really I did that. It is bad, I should not have done, but I did it. But my family, my home is that poor, so we want to sustain, so we did that. But Ma, I will never do, please. If I am not having a job, how shall I survive, etc. Ma said, okay, you stay, and the Ma fed them well. And in the afternoon, when Baburam Maharaj, Premananda, he went to see Mother. And then after seeing Mother, as soon as Baburam went to pranam, do salutation to Holy Mother, Holy Mother said, oh, you have come, good. Take this cook. He made a mistake. Tell Naren that forgive him, and so take him back. But Ma said, so Baburam Maharaj took him back, but he was also afraid. Swami Vivekananda, if he sees that Baburam is bringing back, she will get a good scolding then. And actually he entered, and then seeing him said, hey, see, Baburam is bringing that guy. We have thrown him out and he is now bringing back. And then he said, what can I say? Holy Mother has said like. And then Swami Vivekananda was totally transformed. He said, oh, yeah, he went to the Supreme Court. And then he was reinstated in his job. So in the mother's eyes, the thief is not a thief. The burglar is not a burglar. This is a tremendous power. That's why overwhelming love transformed them. No? Like the story of the thief who came to steal from Pahari Baba in Gazipur. And thief came to steal that Baba's guha, cave, where he used to live. What he will have? Some few utensils and some good utensils, broken utensils, what else? And he was collecting them, and Baba got a little awakened. And then he, out of fear, ran. He's running away, lest he's caught. And Baba is also, Pahari Baba, is running. And ultimately he caught him. And he said, please, don't give me to the police. Please help me. I will take back your utensils. Well, no. I am not come to punish you or do anything. I want to give these utensils good, better quality. You forgot to take them. So I want to give it to you. And then then his transformation came. These are extraordinary examples, and that he became a monk. And Swami Vivekananda saw him later on, and then he met him in Benares or somewhere. So Holy Mother's like that, transforming power and love, overflowing love, not seeing the faulty side, but if he has the power of giving a transformation in the personality by only his her own overwhelming power of compassion and holiness. So anyhow, we have about almost 25 minutes we spent thinking of Mother. So I crave the blessings of Divine Mother for all of us. so that we can develop little bit of this character. This not to see fault with others. He didn't give any other prescription for Brahmajnana. Here, what she gave is, you want peace, perpetual peace. That is God realization, no? Peace, perfect peace comes where? It is only in the realization of the highest. So you get it. But what is the process? He didn't say viveka, vairagya, sataka sampatti, mumukshatta, samadama, titiksha, upurati, shraddha, samadhan, all this technological thing, nothing. Very simple word. Live in the life, try to see the good side of everything, or God's side of it, not the negative side. And when you take the negative side, our mind gets polluted first. And then I act. That's why Ramakrishna even didn't like that someone should play in a wrong role. Because when you are in a role you are playing, you have to act exactly like that person, no? If you play a role of a notorious person, so your behavior should have to be adapted in your life, and your movement and this and that should be like that. So that will affect your mind. Your mind will be colored by that coloring. That's why Ramakrishna said, it is not good to do like that. Right? Someone is playing in the role of a sin person, Papa Purusha. It is not good to play in that role. So that means your mind gets colored. As you think more, that thought makes it coloring of the mind. So how we can make the mind pure? And pure is only thing Holy Mother suggested. Don't find fault with others. Again and again and again. But we know that this very simple thing. That's why you don't pay attention to that. If someone says you will realize God with head up, a hand, leg up, and head down, and dive deep into the Ganga with the cold water, shiver there and do japa, then you will realize God. Then people will do that. But if he says that this is simple thing, only one teaching in life, and following that, it is very simple. So I know all these things. So why to use all this? The simple thing, I know everything. That's why you don't apply that. But that is the point. Anyhow, we pray that we develop such characteristic little bit by Mother's grace.
What about Tiger God and Mahendranath? This teaching, next to Tiger God teaching.
Yeah, that the Mother says also practical. That does not mean that tiger will not eat. No, tiger's life is like that. He will have to have some place. We eat fish, we eat rice. Why do you eat rice? You are killing the rice cells, jiva, in the form of paddy. Why do you eat? You are eating fish. Why do you eat fish? It's khadda. This the body is consumed. But you didn't have to go in the jaws of the tiger to be chewed. No, that much buddhi we should keep. But not if he eating of the tiger, you have to think he is eating because it is his habit and this is the way his body is constituted. He will not eat the elephant will not eat meat, but elephant will eat banana and this and that. So when elephant moves, all the banana trees and this and that is swallowed inside. In a tiger, it's a human place is most precious, delicious. So he will enjoy it much more. So every animal survives with the food of others. No, this is the cycle of all the birds flying. What they eat in the early morning, you go to the beach. You see how all the birds are trying to find their meal. How they find? A living animal. Why you are eating living animal? That is survival mode. That is not the question. But if it is with intention what you are doing, that's more important. Anyhow, so we'll read the Gospel now. We are on page 922 and Ramakrishna was in the Shampukur house in the company of the devotees. It was about 11 o'clock in the morning. Sri Ramakrishna was sitting in his room with the devotees. He was talking to Christian devotees named Mishra. The Mishra was born of a Christian family in northwestern India and belonged to the Quaker sect. Quaker sect. He was 35 years old. Though clad in European dress, he wore the ochre cloth of a sannyasi under his foreign clothes. So he used to keep his inner idea, spirit covered, because he has to work in outside world. So he used to work like a Western European dress. And two of his brothers had died on the day fixed for their marriage, for the marriage of one of them. And on that very day, Mishra had renounced the world. So this is a story behind Mishra is given here. He is born of a Christian family in northeastern India, and his parents belong to the Quaker group. And then he was about 35 years old now, but though he was clad in the European dress, that means in British India, that was the style to make the Britishers and work with them. He wore the ochre cloth inside, that is the dress of a sannyasi, detachment, example of detachment. And two of his brothers had died on the day when they are fixed for their marriage of one of them. One of the brothers was getting married, but in such a fatal thing, both the brothers died. So that gave a great shock probably. So that's why on that very day, Mishra then renounced this world. Mishra. It is Rama alone who dwells in all beings. That is, Mishra is telling Sri Ramakrishna and other devotees that it is Rama alone who dwells in all beings. So we know all these things, no? God resides in everyone. How many times we are hearing? So it is a redundant talk. Rama resides in. What the newness in it? We heard every day. 1,000 times we have heard. We know it. But it is his feeling, he is expressing. Rama resides in everyone. Ramakrishna said to the younger Naren with Mishra's hearing, Rama is one, but he has 1,000 names. He who is called God by the Christians is addressed by the Hindus as Rama, Krishna, Ishvara, and by other names. A lake has many ghats. The Hindus drink water at one ghat and call it jal, the Christian at another and call it water. The Muslims at the third and call it pani. Likewise, he who is God to the Christian is Allah to the Muslims. Because he was some Christian background, so Sri Ramakrishna is now talking about the harmony of religion. No? So that's the common example given. Everyone takes the drink the water, but they name the water in different language. Water, pani, jal, aqua. A lake, and then Hindus call the same God. He's saying same God. The Christians call God, and Allah is called by Muslims, and Hindus call Rama, Krishna. Sometimes they call Ishvara, Bhagavan, and by other names also. Mishra then responds to that. Jesus is not the son of Mary. He is God himself to the devotees. Now, pointing to Sri Ramakrishna, he is as you see him. Again, he is God himself. He is saying, this Mishra is a great devotee. He is saying that we think that Jesus is the son of Mary, an ordinary person. But he says, no, Jesus is God himself. And he's pointing out to Ramakrishna. See what a great understanding. That to Ramakrishna, as you all see him as a person, but he is God himself. He is God himself. So to see Ramakrishna and to understand he is God himself is a matter of great attainment, spiritual life. To recognize the avatar, Ramakrishna said in another place, to recognize avatar is the sign of the highest knowledge. Highest knowledge can only give to understand God has come down in the human form. It's very difficult to understand. The God, Lord, who controls the whole cosmos. The creation is destroyed, creation is done, it is lost. Everything is done by that divine power. And he is that guy. He's like us. He eats, he sleeps, he sometimes have physical discomforts, cancer, like we have cancer. While God will have cancer. Why he will have suffering? So this is the thing. It is very difficult to recognize. And Mishra could recognize that he is God himself. As you see, pointing to Ramakrishna, is as you see him, again he is God himself. You are not able to recognize him. I have seen him before in visions, though I see him now directly with my eyes. Mishra is a great soul. He said, he is sitting here, but you don't understand him as God himself. You are not able to recognize him. I, means Mishra saying, I have seen him before. I have seen him before how? In my vision, in my mystic vision. And I saw, and that time I recognized the divine entity came into my vision, and now I see him, I can recognize it is that who appeared in me, my spiritual vision, it is the same person as Ramakrishna. You are not able to recognize him. I have seen him before in visions, in many visions, not one time. That Ramakrishna appeared before him different times, no? Many people talk about, even today, there are many people who first do not know anything, but they had the vision of Ramakrishna. Someone, I hear that someone had Holy Mother, they saw, they are fortunate than us. Even not seeing or not reading anything, they see Holy Mother appearing before them in their dream, they call dream. But I will say this is not dream. These are real. So this is called darshan, vision. So many visions he is talking about. Though I see him now directly with my eyes, I am seeing him physically, but I have seen him in my mystic vision. And not one time, many times. I saw a garden where he was seated on a raised seat. Another person was seated on the ground, but he was not so far advanced. So he saw that I saw him in my mystic vision in a garden. Anyhow, that was his view. There are 4 doorkeepers of God in this country. It is Mishra is saying. There are 4 doorkeepers of God in this country. That means 4 ways to enter into the realm of God. What are they? Tukaram in Bombay, present Mumbai. Robert Michael in Kashmir. Himself means Ramakrishna in this part of the country. And another person in eastern Bengal. Master then asked, do you see visions? So these are the description of Mishra, who was coming from the Christian background and Quaker background. He renounced the life of monk, and he has mystic visions of Sri Ramakrishna. Now the master is asking, do you see visions? Mishra says, sir, Even when I lived at home, I used to see light. Then I had a vision of Jesus. How can I describe that beauty? How insignificant is the beauty of a woman compared with that beauty. See, this is called the real vision. You see, all other beauty pales to nothing if you have a glimpse of that beauty of God, God's beauty. So he says, I have a vision of Christ. How? Even when I lived in home, I used to see light. So these are pure soul. Swami Vivekananda used to see the light here every day. He's not comparing with him, but there are people born with that innate spiritual nature. So I used to see light in my home. Then I had a vision of Jesus. And what a wonderful expression. How can I describe that beauty, that Jesus, no? We meditate and come out, our face becomes clumsy. Like, and what we meditated comes out here. But you really meditate on Ramakrishna or Holy Mother, or they're the expression of Ananda Ghana, they're the embodiment of bliss. Thinking of bliss, how your face will be like that. That means you didn't think of God, you thought something else. That's why this is my formula. I say that you have to see whether you have a good meditation or not. What you did, after meditation, go stand before the mirror and watch your face. How do you look? How peaceful, how joyful, how radiant, or how clumsy or angry. Then you know your spiritual meditation has become. And here you see, seeing the beauty of Christ, how can I describe that beauty? And that beauty is such a beauty, any other beauty, material beauty, the most beautiful thing of the world, pales to nothing. That is the beauty of Lord's beauty, because He's the embodiment of all love, embodiment of all peace. After a while, Mishra took off his trousers and showed the devotees the Gerua lion cloth that he wore underneath. Presently, Sri Ramakrishna went out on the porch. Returning to the room, Ramakrishna said to the devotees, I saw him, meaning Mishra, standing, a heroic posture. I saw him, meaning Mishra, standing in a heroic posture. As he uttered these words, he went into samadhi. He stood facing the west, regaining partial consciousness. He fixed his gaze on Mishra and began to laugh. Still, in an ecstatic mood, he shook hands with him and laughed again. Taking him by the hands, he said, you will get what you are seeking. See, Ramakrishna's mood. That's why he saw a Mishra whose heart is so pure, he's having mystic vision and things, means he's a pure guy. Seeing him in that, he went into ecstasy and samadhi, and then came back and shaking hand with him. See Ramakrishna, how he behaves. Because he's a Christian background, he's a westernized education, he's shaking hand. Ramakrishna shaking hand, you don't find many illustrations like that. Here he says that he fixed his gaze on Mishra and began to laugh sometime. Still in an ecstatic mood, he shook hands with him and laughed again. Taking him by the hands, he said that you will get what you are seeking. That means you have done so many experiences. Ramakrishna used to say, if you see some divine dream, that is also great. You are progressing much. Your mind is becoming pure. That's why you can see it as. Sometimes people say, Ramakrishna said, dream is also true. Dream is true if it is divine dreams, godly dreams. You went to some temple, you used to see some deity. Many people have that. Don't think it is loosely. You know that is also God is appearing in that form. Because it is your mind is pure. If my mind is showing you now. My mind, because of mind I can see you, no? So this mind shows this one. If the mind becomes pure, it will show something else. So when you see some divine dream, don't take it lightly, rather you can contemplate on that experience also. So here he says, as you have advanced so much, so Ramakrishna said, you will get what you are seeking. That means you will attain your final liberation. Mishra with folded hands said, since that day I have surrendered to you my mind, soul and body. The day I saw you in my mystic vision, again and again, and then I have surrendered to you. So that is genuine surrender, because you knows when you have that experience yourself, then you know that it is God Himself. Many people go to Ramakrishna. How many people could understand He is God Himself? At least Mishra is fortunate that he can recognize the God in the human body. And then he gave the blessings. And Sri Ramakrishna was so happy with him. And what he says, I have surrendered. You know, whole Gita end where? Surrender, surrender, surrender. When it is, Krishna said, Tasmat Tvam Sharanam Gaccha. Therefore you get to surrender. Sarva Bhavena Bharata. Oh Arjuna, you surrender to God in all possible ways, all direction, all ways. And you have to surrender your mind, body and soul. Soul, body, mind. Body, mind and soul. Body dedicated to the Lord's work. Mind thinking of God. And the soul in the thought and absorption in the divine. Sri Ramakrishna was laughing, still in an ecstatic mood. The master resumed his seat. Mishra was describing his worldly life to the devotees. He told them how his two brothers were killed when the canopy came down at the time of the marriage. Sri Ramakrishna asked the devotees to take care of Mr. Mishra. And then that time Dr. Sarkar arrived. At the sight of him, Sri Ramakrishna went into samadhi. Again, when his ecstasy abated a little, he said, first the bliss of the divine inebriation, and then the bliss of Satchidananda, the cause of the cause. First the bliss of divine inebriation, and there is a joy in getting intoxicated, no? In God. We are intoxicated in the world. When the mind becomes pure, it gets intoxicated in. That is it. No one can explain that. What is that? When mind becomes pure, it always yearns for thinking of God. It yearns to push you out of your work level. You want to throw away your work and go for meditation. That mood comes occasionally. That the blessed moods. And rarely it comes. And those who are fortunate to have experienced, that's the inebriation. That's just one type of, when a mind is getting absorbed, as it were, and forgetting other things, that type of thing. And then comes Satchidananda, then you dive deep into it and lose yourself. So 2 stages, Ramakrishna is talking about 2 stages. One is inebriation stage, and in that stage you enjoy the bliss, and then the bliss Satchidananda, the cause of cause. Then you enter into it and then lose yourself. Doctor says, yes, Master, I am not unconscious. That means, unconscious means, normally we feel he is unconscious. That means he is unaware of the material world. But it is not material world and unawareness. We go to void there. But here, you are not void. You are experiencing the joy or bliss. You are soaked into the joy. It is not void, but it is the fullness. The doctor realized that Master was inebriated with divine bliss. Therefore he said, no, you are quite conscious. Then Sri Ramakrishna smiled and said, and he sang the song, I drink no ordinary wine, but wine of everlasting bliss. Ramakrishna started singing. I drink no ordinary wine, but wine of everlasting bliss. As I repeat my mother Kali's name, it so intoxicates me, my mind, that the people take me to be drunk. First my Guru gives molasses for the making of the wine. My longing is the ferment to transform it. Knowledge, the maker of the wine, prepares it for me then. And then, when it is done, my mind imbibes it from the bottle of the mantra, taking the mother's name to make it pure. Drink of this wine, says Ram Prasad. Drink of this wine, says Ram Prasad, and the four fruits of life are yours. The doctor listened to these words. He too became almost ecstatic. So what a place. That is called Ramakrishna Loka. We sometimes say after death, we will go to Ramakrishna Loka, a plane of Ramakrishna. This is the plane of Ramakrishna. What an ecstatic situation. Mishra talking about his vision, he saw Ramakrishna now and then, he understood, and now he sees that he is God himself sitting as he felt Jesus Christ. So similarly, he feels and is blessing, I have surrendered everything to you. And that mood is continuing. Dr. Das and Dr. Sarkar entered, and at the sight of Sri, he was in that high mood, and he went into ecstatic mood again. And he said that the first bliss of inebriation, the intoxication comes, and then you plunge into it. And how it happens is an expression like that. And then Master is saying, I am not unconscious. Then Dr. Sarkar says, no, you are not unconscious. And that mood, he started singing this song. That's a famous song. You know that. Surapan Kurinayami Shudha Khai Jai Kali Bole. I drink no ordinary wine, but wine of everlasting bliss. As I repeat my mother Kali's name, it so intoxicates me that people take me to be drunk. But, so I am not drunk, but I am inebriated in God consciousness. Yeah, and only 5 minutes are there, so we can end here. Then doctor listened to these words, and doctor also become ecstatic. Again Ramakrishna went into deep spiritual mood and placed his foot on the doctor's lap. Oh my God. A few minutes later, he became conscious of the outer world and withdrew his feet. He said to the doctor, what a splendid thing you said the other day. We lie in the lap of God. To whom shall we speak about our illness, if not to Him? If I must pray, I shall certainly pray to Him. As Sri Ramakrishna said these words, his eyes filled with tears. Again he went into ecstasy and said to the doctor, you are very pure, otherwise I could not have put my foot on your lap. Continuing, Ramakrishna said, he alone has peace, who has tasted the bliss of Rama. What is this world? What there is in it? What is there in money, wealth, honor, or creature comforts? O my mind, know Rama, whom else shall you know? So in one moment, how many times Ramakrishna went into ecstasy? How many times shooting up into samadhi, no? Where will you get such example? Seeing a doctor who has come to see him, see the gentleman who is visiting from a background of Christian background, and talking and going like that. That's why it is unparalleled. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Om Sri Sharada Arpanamastu. So, tomorrow is Bhakti Yoga by Swami Sumanashananda.
Who is Robert Michael of Kashmir and Tukaram?
Naradiya Bhakti Sutra. So Naradiya Bhakti Sutra, that aphorism of Narada. I do not know, you can Google search. Now you can find all this. But to know is good, who is that person. There is a question, Swami Sarvadevananda mentions in his book, that as children of Thakur, we are always to be joyful. Can you say a few words on why that is and how we may cultivate instead of imitate joy? We should be joyful does not mean that you will make a face of your joy. Ha 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 ha, seeing everything. That is not the intention. Intention means you think of God as joy, and joy will express to your face. When you actually take a honey, a few drops of honey in your tongue, your face smiles. But if I put some bitter melon in your tongue, then your face will automatically be different. Similarly, when your mind is thinking of joy, God's joy, love, then your face will automatically shine. That joy is He's talking, not to make a fake expression of joy. Sometimes you do that. It is a superficial laughter or superficial something when you do. It is an expression, but not internally. It is not so. Like the actors and actresses, they can cry. One bowl full of tears can be, because they have to play in that different role. They have to bring emotion. That's a fake emotion. But really you love God, and that expression, that's something different. So what you said is correct. We are children of Thakur. If you think, my God, my beloved Ramakrishna, who is always in full of bliss and joy, with the throat cancer, yourself. I cannot see Myron behind you. Take it. So, it is not anything just showpiece, but it is really genuine thinking of God. We are also think of God. Don't think, that's why our meditation does not become joyful. We have to think your Ishta, if it is Ramakrishna, think that he is full of bliss, full of joy. And he is just radiant with joy. Otherwise it's just a dark room you have entered, and we don't find him where he is sitting. And that does not bring us joy in our mind. But if you think your Ishta to be full of joy, and then you get your touch of joy. And God is joy. Otherwise, why you are thinking of God? If God is joy, God is peace, God is holiness, God is love, no? If it is not, then why we shall meditate on God? So that's the point. When you meditate on Ramakrishna, that's why it is said, somebody says, that you can meditate on Ramakrishna's face. And you see, when Ramakrishna went into ecstasy, like that, when Hridayaram is holding, this face is beaming with this joy bursting out, as it were. And that joy is not worldly joy, it's a spiritual joy. So if we think of that, and then our mind also will be charged with that positive thinking of joy, and then expression will come in the face. Face is the index of your mind. So whatever mind is thinking, it expresses to the face. So that is good idea. Another question, why do I, Brahman, run for refuge in my self, Brahman, from suffering that I, Brahman, have created for myself? The only true reality, Brahman, is Brahman just a crazy? Can you explain? That is true. But you have given the answer yourself. In this question, what did you say? Why do I, Brahman? Are you Brahman? If you are Brahman, who is putting this question? Why do I, Brahman, run away for refuge in myself in Brahman? You are not Brahman, you are now the body. You are a jiva. You are a frightened person. You are identified with the body-mind complex. With bodily trouble, mental trouble, you are lost in there. So you are not Brahman. We are talking. I am Brahman. That's why you have to know what does it mean, what I you are talking about. You are thinking this small I is Brahman. Huh? To this small I, how can it be Brahman? It cannot be. Aham Brahmasmi. You are misinterpreting. It's called there is a process to understand I am Brahman. What does it mean? I as a body, I am Brahman? What type of wrong idea you are carrying with you? I am not the body, I am not the mind. I am Satchidananda. I am not the body, not the mind, not the intellect, not this, not. First discard. And if you discard that, there is no question of surrender. If you discard everything, what will remain? You peel off all the onions, Ramakrishna said, outer crust, then what will remain? You peel up. I am not this, not this, not this. Then who will take surrender to whom? Satchidananda cannot take surrender. There is no true Satchidananda. When you are an individual soul, a jiva, then you take refuge in Shiva or Paramatma. You are a jiva, jivatma, so you take refuge in Paramatma. And Brahman has become Paramatma. It is not Brahman, absolute Brahman, Satchidananda. So we are getting confused here in the understanding that if I say I Brahman, if you are Brahman, you have to do nothing. Where shall you go? Be Brahman all pervaded. You have no need to go to take refuge. But you are saying I am Brahman, but thinking this body. That's the contradiction. You have to rise above the body consciousness. You have to rise above the condition of your mind, intellect, ego. And then that pure what is inside, that consciousness will be the cosmic consciousness. As we say, these are all discussed in our classes. Probably you have heard many times. The space within a pitcher and the space outside. Is there any difference? It is the same space. Only with the pitcher you are making a space within, we say, this is the temple space. How big is this temple? 1,000 feet or square feet. No? 1,000 square feet building. The space is this much, no? Is there any division in this space? You put some wall and you are saying it is temple space, outside space. But space penetrates everywhere, so there is no division. But if you make a separation, then I am separate, you are separate. We are all Satchidananda waves. Satchidananda in multiple waves. If you look at the water side, then we are all one. No one to take refuge to anywhere. But if you say individual bubble, individual form, they will have the play of this and take refuge in bigger wave or smaller wave. Do all this fun. So we have to be very clear. I means I, the pure Atman. Satchidananda Atman. Not the body, not the mind, not these emotions. These are all limitations of my reality. So if you think that pure I, then yes, you need not have to take refuge anywhere. You are that. Thou art that. Aham Brahmasmi. Tattvamasi. So you are that, I am that, I am Brahman. That never imagine this way, I the body am not Brahman. How this little thing can be there? Ramakrishna said, don't think I am God. It's blasphemy to think I am God. God has the power to create, sustain, maintain and destroy the whole universe. No? That is called God. Have you the power? So, how can you be God? You can be Brahman, but not God. You can go to the H2O, and ocean is also H2O. In that sense, ocean and little drop of water is same. But you cannot say the small water is equal to ocean. The drop of ocean, drop of one cup of water cannot say I am the ocean. How can it be? You are a cup, this much is your limitation. Ocean is infinite. So we have to get out of the concept of our body-mind identity and then see what is inside. That is Brahman. And if we see that level, there is no question of surrender. There is no question of why to pray, to whom to pray, who will you pray? And in our some song of the sannyasis, what Swamiji says, who is your father, who is your mother, who is your, what is this connection with it? You are not, you are that, no? So that idea is to be repeatedly understood. I am Brahman. That's why it's called Tattamasi Shodhan, purification of Tat, thou and that. Both should be purified. That is not God, the Creator God. And here you are not the individual person. Take out these two divisions, separation. Then you see, here is consciousness, here is consciousness. Here is Satchidananda, here is Satchidananda. Okay? Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace.